Thank you, Jason, for letting me come in. Parents too, players. I was there. Thank you so much. I was just talking to Jason. One of the things that I really enjoyed watching what he did was that shooting drill that you guys did and the attention to detail. It was great. You got up shots, and everybody got up shots. But what was more important to me as a coach is watching the emphasis on detail. Something as simple as making sure you're behind the line, making sure you take the ball and put it down. And what it did is it got you guys more thinking more as a team as opposed to the individual, and thinking ahead and thinking beyond what you're going to be catching and shooting, which obviously is important. But I think as you progress in this game, the more important thing is what's the beyond, what's the next step. You got to think about the next thing that's going on, the defensive assignment. And I love the fact that Jason was talking about, my bad, and it's my bad, and all too many my bads, you end up on the bench. And nobody wants to be, nobody wants to hear that sound, and we've all heard it. Something happens and all of a sudden and you just don't want to look over because they're coming to get you, and then you're going to sit. And you don't know if you're going to get back in the game or not, and nobody likes that. So, how can you control that? And I think the drill that you just did is a great exercise because it forces you to think about things like that, which in my opinion, and again, Jay said, I've been doing this a long time, and I think the one message that maybe I want to kind of convey to you guys, and I'm assuming everybody's high school, right? Everybody's in high school? Anybody out of high school?
College.
You're in college? What year?
I'm first year.
First year in college, okay. So, a lot of this can pertain to whatever level you're heading towards. Middle school, going into high school, high school freshman wanting to play JV, JV wanting to play varsity, varsity wanting to play in college, Division I, Division II, JUCO. A lot of this I think is relevant as you progress through each level. And yes, as a coach, we're all looking for the talented players. We want the guy who can drain the three, who can dunk either hand, who's got the athletic ability, who can handle. Everybody's looking for that guy. And they're out there. Okay? But as you progress through the game, you have to understand that if you want to get to a higher level, it's a little bit more than that. That can get you in the door, okay? That's the appetizer. That's what coaches will immediately look for you when they're trying to evaluate you, as if you're going to go, well, I'm a middle schooler, and I want to try out for my middle school team, and I want to make the team, and then when I want to make the team, I want to get playing time, and I want to start. If I'm in high school, progression from freshman to JV to varsity. If you're a varsity player and you think you want to play beyond high school, okay, what level? 1, 2, 3, JUCO. And where can I go and play? So how do I navigate that? And sometimes, your skill level and doing things like this with Jason is awesome because of the fact that I mentioned he makes you focus on those things. And the drills are a lot more intense, which is what you need to progress to those levels. You need to be challenged in this game. You just can't pick up a basketball and go out to the court and shoot and just think that it's going to magically happen. You need to challenge yourself. And you need to come up with ways. Something as simple as I have to put my foot here to get to here in order to make the shot to make it count. Something as simple as that. The competition, which is what I love what Jason did with you guys, that's what creates the game situation, and that's what makes you better. You just can't spend your time, I'm just going to go out and shoot and get the own rebound, and I'm just going to shoot, get my own rebound. You can't expect to get better at the level that maybe you want to go to if you don't challenge yourself, if you don't really put in the time. And it's got to be fanatical about it. And that's the biggest challenge, in my opinion, for when you want to play at the next level. How do you work out so that you are completely gassed every day, okay, for 30 minutes, hour, 45 minutes, hour and a half, whatever time you can devote to that. You got to go, you got to get yourself gassed every time, or you're wasting your time, and you're just not going to progress the way you think you should if you don't work out that way. And there's plenty of places. I mean, you got a great resource here in Jason who's going to make you in the gym. He's going to make you work hard. Playing that full court one-on-one. You know, I mean, that's hard, but that's the way you practice. That's how it's supposed to be. And yes, at the end, it sucks, and you just can't feel like I can move another step. But you know what? When you can move that other step, and you can drain that shot when you're tired, that's when your game progresses. It's going to happen, but it doesn't happen magically. It has to happen with a commitment to say, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it when I'm tired. I'm going to do it when I don't want to do it. I'm going to do it when, if I'm outside, if the weather's bad, if it's cold, if it's hot. There's no excuses for that. If you really want it, you've got to be fanatical about it. Now, the other thing that I think is important, that if you ever get to that point where now it's fanatical for you and you really, really want to try to progress in this game, there are other things that you need to understand that I think you can control. As you're progressing to the next level and you're being evaluated by a coach, and I'm speaking on experience of this, what are we looking for? Like I said before, we're looking for, okay, can you play the game? Great. You can play the game. We know you got talent. I want you on my team. I'm the middle school coach, and I'm looking at my group of kids trying out, and I pick out the kids that I think are the top level kids. Now, what distinguishes them? How do I really fix that team and get that team together? The JV team, the varsity team, the college coach that comes in the gym to watch you work out. How can you distinguish yourself? Okay? Easiest thing, yes. You've worked hard, you've been fanatical, and you've got skills, and you can do it. But I'm here to tell you, there's thousands and thousands of players that got skills and can work hard and are fanatical about the game. How do you set yourself beyond? Well, there's certain things that I think are like killers for you that you should never do. All right? Number one, in my opinion, and in no great order, but number one, in my opinion, is body language. I'm a big body language guy, okay? And at Trinity Pauling, that's a school I'm at right now. It's a prep school. So our job is to prepare kids for college, all right? Academically, teachers, you know, the campus, everything is geared for college prep. As the basketball coach, I'm trying to get our players ready to go to college. So we have this conversation countless numbers of times, as a group or even individually, pulling players in and say, listen, body language, okay? How do you react during the course of the game? If somebody's coming to watch you practice, how do you react? What do you do? Are you positive? Are you working? If a coach blows the whistle and says, everybody on the line, okay? Are you jogging to the line? Are you sprinting to the line? Or are you walking to the line? Something as simple as that. Something as simple as that could take you from, oh my God, this guy's got talent, to, I don't know, man. There may be an attitude there, okay? Something along the lines of coach brings everybody in and wants to talk to you, okay? Are you engaged with that coach? You know, eye contact. Or are you the kind of person when the coach brings everybody in, like we end our practice at center court, okay? And there's always one or two guys when I'm talking that are behind me, okay? And I have to remind them, unless I'm going to spin around, which sometimes I do, okay? Be out here so I can see your faces and you can see mine, so that the message that I'm giving you can resonate. And the only way I know has a chance to resonate is if you have eye contact, if you're looking at what I'm saying. It's the only way I know. So if I'm college coach so-and-so and I'm sitting in the stands and I'm watching the end of practice and the coach says, everybody in, all right? And you sprint there and you're standing there and you're engaged with that coach. One less thing you got to worry about. As a coach, it's one less thing I got to worry about. Whether I want to recruit this kid or whether I want this kid on my team. One less thing to worry about. Look, he's engaged. He's got eye contact. You know, coach said go to the baseline. He sprinted. Or he ran hard. Okay? So now character is not that much in question when I decide I want to recruit you, or college coach or high school coach wants to pick you on a team, or middle school coach wants to put you on a team. Okay? Doesn't have to worry about that. And it's body language. And everybody can have great body language when the shot goes in and when your team's up by 20. How do you react during the bad times is also key. Because again, coaches watch. I'm here to tell you, man, coaches watch that. When your shot doesn't go in, do you hustle back on defense? Do you jog back? Do you hang your head? all right? If your shot doesn't go in, which is going to happen, what do? How do you react? When the other team's on a 10-0 run or 12-0 run, how do you react? You know? Are you positive? Are you picking up your teammates? If you miss a shot, is it somebody else's fault or is it my fault? If your team's got it down by 20, is it my fault? Is it his fault? Is it our fault? What can we do? How can we react? Coaches want to see that. How do I react when things aren't going well? Do you still play intense? Are you still engaged? Are you still trying to pick up your teammates? Those are important things. And those are things you can control. It doesn't take talent to do that. It takes character. When the horn does come off, you know, like Coach, we were talking about my bad, sooner or later, you're going to get subbed out. Well, when you get subbed out, usually when you get subbed out, it's not usually a good thing unless it's the end of the game and, you know, you're subbing everybody out and everybody's cheering because you're up 25 with 30 seconds to go and the underclassmen are coming into play. You know, okay, that's a positive way to sub out. But most times when you're subbed out, I can't think of a player who's really a player wants to come out. You know, even if you're gassed, you know, even if you're tired, you desperately need a rest, you really don't want to go out if you're a really true player. You want to stay on the court and work through it. But eventually it's going to happen. You know, the horn's going to go off because you didn't box out or you gave up baseline or you're 0 for 5 from three-point line or you didn't run the offense or you forgot the defense or whatever. And all of a sudden, you're coming out of the game. Again, how do you react? You know, jog off. Eye contact with the coach. You don't have to say anything. You know, you don't have to say my bad. I mean, yeah, we know. We all know. Everybody knows that you're bad. You don't have to say it's my bad. We know it. I mean, if it makes you feel better, fine. But it doesn't make us feel better as a coach. When you say, oh, coach, it's my bad, my bad. It doesn't make us feel better. We know. But what I really want to see is how are you coming off that court? Shoulders down, head here, got an attitude. Oh, and my all-time favorite. Okay, jersey being pulled off, going to the end of the bench, sitting down, towel over the head. Oh yeah, that's my all-time favorite. Boy, I want to recruit that kid because he has got good character. No. Don't do that, okay? Jog off, whatever. Most of the time, you know, sometimes the good programs, they have like a procedure for when you come out of the game. You know, our procedure is when you come out of the game, you sit next to the assistant coach. So if there's any instruction that needs to happen, it happens right away. And then if you want to get up and move down the end of the bench, that's fine. For us, that's fine. But you're immediately going to sit there, you're going to jog off, you're going to sit down, and you're going to listen. You know, we all know you're upset. Coaches are upset. Everybody's upset. We all know it. But let's listen to the message. And then when you're on the bench, you know, how you engage. You know, laying back like this, whatever, untying the shoes. You know, it don't work. Timeout. Everybody's up, but you. You're sitting at the end of the bench. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I'm here to tell you, I mean, if you think that you got that kind of talent, that you can get away with it, maybe you can to a certain level. Maybe you're good enough that you can carry that attitude to a certain level. But at some point, guaranteed, it's going to cost you a spot on the team. It's going to cost you playing time. It's going to cost you something. And it's something you can easily control. You can control that. And it's your character.